This is Close Combat, Panthers in the Fog. You're watching episode 62 of the Axis campaign. Take a moment to support the channel by clicking the subscribe button, liking the video, and turning on notifications. Let's head on back to Tirepied. It is going to be the 1000 phase on August 11th. We have Kampf Group Kuhlmann, 1st SS Panzer, taking on 3rd Armored Division. We have a smaller battle group here, but we do have mortar support, so I'm hoping that that's enough to get us through. We have American Dad battle group. So Saul Perkins is leading our 2nd platoon with Panthers. We are missing one squad from 1st platoon of Panzer Grenadier, but I think that's going to be okay. And then down in support, we do have our 3 mortar half-tracks as well as 1 armored car with Ricky Spanish. Enemy is bringing along armored infantry, a platoon of Stuarts, 3 engineers, and 4 M10s. So we do have 8 tanks to deal with, and not a ton of infantry, but they do have enough that we have to respect it. We are going to play a little bit more defensively this time, I think. So they took a little bit of ground, and really they didn't. They just happened to be here kind of when we ended up ending the battle. But in the middle, I'm going to go ahead and place 3 squads just to make sure that they aren't here or they don't take this middle flag. So Haley, Francine, and Roger are going to cover this area. These guys are on defend. They're going to open up immediately. They'll probably get shot at. Behind them, I backed them up with Ricky Spanish. I don't know that the armored car is going to be great, but I am hoping that with Ricky Spanish, they're able to get a little bit more firepower, and maybe Ricky Spanish can suppress whatever's there while those guys pull back if they have to. South of Ricky Spanish, I have our mortar half-tracks. I've moved them south 1 more hedgerow just because the enemy does have so much firepower, and I'm assuming that they are going to be able to move on me a little bit. So just getting a little bit more buffer with the mortars. On the west end, I do still have Klaus and Barry holding down trenches in the trees. They are hiding, they are our spotting force, and they're going to hopefully spot any armor that spawns this side of the river. I do have Snot in position. They're watching up the road, and they're our first line of defense for anybody trying to make a jailbreak to the south. Moving back to the east, I have Saul Perkins pulled back a little further away from the flag. I do prefer to be a little bit closer. I don't know that it actually really matters. It's just kind of how my preference is. However, in the event that they have air or artillery support, I don't want Saul Perkins right on top of the infantry because Saul Perkins could theoretically just drive away, but I don't want our infantry to get pummeled by whatever happens to fall. East of Saul Perkins, we got Steve. Steve is hiding with a machine gun, and I don't have a lot of plans for Steve other than they have good line of sight. Jeff Fisher to the north has a pretty good hiding spot where they can see through the trees, and I do think it lends itself well to defense against enemy shells because they don't typically see well through those trees, and Jeff Fisher's right up against them so he can see on the other side. Lastly, I got Toshi all the way up in the north. Toshi is probably safe from anything north of the river. Typically what we have Toshi or whoever spawns up there engaging is to the southwest in this area, and I'm thinking that if Toshi's there, Jeff Fisher's shooting from the east, and Saul Perkins is shooting from the southeast, we have pretty good chances of killing whatever spawns this side of the river. We'll see if that works out, but that's my thinking when I come up with this plan. Let's go ahead and hop into this and see how it plays out. Oh my gosh. We are already in it. Everybody's shooting. Okay, Stewart is destroyed. I gotta get Snot moved up a little bit. They can't help. Actually, hold on, Snot. Nope, they lost line of sight. Mortar's going out. Tanks are dropping. Oh my gosh, we are hitting so many vehicles. Oh, come on, guys. Keep going, keep going. Alright, we might have to keep moving Snot up a little bit. They are right on top of us too. I hadn't even paid attention to that because there were so many tanks. But yeah, they're right here. Stewart is burning. Line of sight right there for Snot. Who can Saul Perkins see? He can hit that armored infantry. Any vehicles? No. No. I might let them target infantry. Might just go ahead and say hit these guys real quick. Nothing there. Nothing there. And what's the limiting factor here? Is it this right here? This little tank? Alright. Come on, Snot. There we go. Another Stewart down. We are wrecking these boys. Nope. Nope. Never mind. Okay. That was amazing. I'm not going to lie. When I saw all of them on our side of the river, I was like, this is going to end terribly. That was so wild. That was a good fight. I love it. We did kill 4. We wounded 15. We destroyed 7 tanks. They had 1 tank remaining. I don't know if it was a Stewart or an M10, but they had 1 tank. We took no casualties. That is a win, no matter how you slice it. Okay, first up, we have Roger. No kills. Francine has 1 kill. Steve, no kills. Haley, 3 kills. Barry, no kills. Klaus, no kills. Saul Perkins, 2 tank kills, 3 infantry kills. Snot, 1 tank kill. Jeff Fisher, 1 tank kill, 2 infantry kills. Toshi, first class Iron Cross, 3 tank kills, 6 infantry kills. So, apparently Toshi was doing a little better than Saul Perkins this time around. But, that's not bad, you know? I mean, Saul Perkins still came away with 2 kills. Like, that's nothing to sneeze at. We have General Juanito Pequeño. No kills. I don't even know if these guys had time to fire. I wasn't even paying attention. We have Horse Remois. Also no kills. Dr. Penguin. No kills. Ricky Spanish did support the fight. Okay, Ricky Spanish coming away with 2 kills. I'm glad that my placement there actually lended itself to the fight and was useful. Enemy first platoon leader unharmed. Armored infantry wiped out. Machine gun unharmed. Infantry wiped out. Infantry unharmed. 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 Stewart unharmed. That must be their sole surviving tank. Stewart destroyed. Destroyed, and looks like the crew survived. Destroyed. And then they have an engineer team here who's unharmed. More engineers who are unharmed. And more engineers who are unharmed. Then they have an M10 who's destroyed. M10 destroyed. Most of the crew did survive. Again, a lot of the crew survived. And a lot of the crew survived. So, wonderful outcome. I love it. And that inspires me. I think we can do this next one. I hope you guys are ready. Let's see what happens in our second fight. Coming up, we got Vernix, SS Panzer Grenadier Regiment 2-1, taking on 12th Infantry, 4th Division. We do have mortar and artillery support. I'm hoping we don't need it, but this one's a little tricky. Alright, so, if you guys remember, 1st Platoon basically got wiped out. And what that means is if I lose that company, I can't use my mortar half-tracks. So, 2nd Platoon is still in the same company. They can draw from the mortar half-tracks. So they are staying now in 1st Platoon. I have pulled a new platoon down into 2nd Platoon. And they're from a totally different company. They do not have access to the mortar half-tracks. So they're going to live in 2nd Platoon where it doesn't matter. The numbering is going to be weird because 1st Platoon, 2nd Platoon, and 2nd Platoon is 1st Platoon. We are going to use 2nd Platoon, the American bombers, as our primary fighting force. And 1st Platoon, the British bombers, are going to sit back a little further to make sure they don't take casualties. We do have 2 mortar half-tracks, 3 Stugs, and 2 Panzer IVs. So I'm hoping that that's going to be enough to get the job done. And this time we're going to be a little bit more cautious with the infantry. They were safe. If you recall, we got hit by an artillery strike that was not even targeting the infantry. So they were safe. But we're going to be careful. In the opponent, first platoon is rifle. Second platoon, also rifle. Support, 3 pioneer squads, and those are big. What do they got? 7? 7 guys per person or per squad? Okay. So big squads of pioneer, and then couple Shermans, couple M20s. Bring in 4 vehicles, and I don't remember what they had last time. Maybe they had 2 Shermans and 2 M10s? I don't remember. Or maybe they had M20s. Either way, I feel like this is pretty similar to what they had last time. They like to sit in the back. We got to be careful. We can't get shot through the trees. I got to wait for them to come out a little bit, I think. All right, let's start off with a boo-boo that I made. In the south, we have Raider 3-2. That is supposed to be Vulcan 3-5, and I didn't see Raider, so I assumed it was Raider I needed to replace. It was not. So we have 2 Raiders. So there's a Raider 3-2 here in the south, and then all the way to the east, you've got another one over by Helldiver at the flag. So there's 2 Raiders, and we got East Raider and West Raider. Disregarding that, we have our mortars in the south hiding behind the trees. I have Lancer to the northwest of South Raider, or West Raider, whatever you want to call it. I got Lancer over here. They're hiding behind the trees, and they got a Panzer IV, and we're going to try the same thing as last time. I'm just going to be a little bit more cautious about tanks coming through the buildings. All of 2nd Platoon is holed up in these buildings, except for Wellington, way out to the west, spotting. And then, just like usual, I've got Albemarle and Barracuda holding down this open field in the trenches. I don't know if it actually helps get vision, but I figure it doesn't hurt. One change I did make, I put Mitchell and Marauder back in the crop field at the east end of the bridge. Last time they did try to move through this area, so I just wanted to have some infantry there in case we have anybody roll up on us. I got Dauntless north of them, spotting to the west. All the way up in the top, hiding behind the morale bar, is Super Fortress. And instead of having them in the buildings near the infantry, they are still kind of near the infantry, but instead of having them right in there, I went ahead and pulled them out. They are basically still concealed about the same as they would have been. And I'm hoping that this gives them a little bit more flexibility to maneuver and maybe also avoids any artillery or things like that dropping on our infantry. They might still be too close. It might not matter. We're trying something different. All the way to the east, I have Strato Fortress, and they are covering the east approach of the bridge. We'll see if that works out for us because they're not spawning there this time. But I like this position. I think it gives me a pretty safe spot to shoot from. So we'll see how this shakes out, and hopefully all goes well. Oh, they're right on us. They are right on us. No. There we go. No. 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 We're going to have to come out with Strato Fortress, see if we can get another line of sight on this Sherman. We're going to go ahead and drop mortars right there. There we go. Strato Fortress has line of sight. And what do we got going on right there? Okay. We got that Sherman. I'm going to put these guys on defend. We have infantry everywhere. M20 is dropped. What do we got in the north? M20 right there? Yeah? Alright. Let's go ahead and move down just a little bit. I'm going to pull out just a little bit right here. Oh, there's a lot of infantry. What is Lancer shooting at? Just infantry right here? These buildings are so messed up. There are guys everywhere. I'm inclined to just do this. Drop that there. You know what? Send it. Mortars and artillery in the trees. They got everybody there. I believe we can clear this out. Let's go ahead and come out a little bit. Actually, we got good line of sight right there. I'm going to go ahead and open up with Helldiver. I don't want to bother these guys yet. Drop some more mortars right there. These guys look dead. They are not. There are 2 guys still alive there, but they had a bad day. What's over here? More infantry. There's a tank. No, not quite. Okay. We have to wait on this tank for a moment. Alright, Spirit. Can't see. Let's get them out a little bit so that the trees aren't in their way. I think we're going to go ahead and open up right here. Let these guys engage if they can. There's their M20. No. We got line of sight right there. Let's go ahead and hit with Stratofortress. Nope, never mind. Lost it. It's going to come back in. Come on. Come on. Oh my goodness. They have so much concealment with that dead tank right there. Not yet. A little bit closer. A little bit closer. Oh my god, instantaneous. Okay. Okay. That's what we want to see. These guys did survive. We're going to hit them again. And we have drawn a few casualties right here. I don't know if we pull Sterling back. I don't know if this tank over here is going to become a problem. Mortars are falling. Those guys are dead. Okay, we'll put Mitchell on defend as well. Alright, everything looks like it's doing okay. Right there, hit that. No line of sight. Let's go ahead and pull up with Lancer. We've got some line of sight. There we go, clear shot. Send it. I would prefer it if you would turn the vehicle. I don't want you facing that way if their tank pops around the corner. Mortars, I don't know. Let's go there and there. Sterling is down to 1 man. These guys are still hanging in there. Barracuda can't see them. I think it was Sterling that was getting engaged by these guys. I think they shot at them and that's where they drew the fire from. I don't think it was from across the river. So, let's see. Can we get any support nearby without being too reckless? Okay, those mortars were on point. So we did lose 2% morale. They're down to 32, and it's a total victory. So the Allied frontline battle group retreated off the strategic map. They have to regroup overnight. Allied reserve battle group was unable to retreat. They were forced to disband. It's a pretty good outcome for us, and I am very happy that that battle went the way it did. It did not go that well last time. It was going okay, and that artillery barrage before screwed us up, and then that wild tank battle at the end was kind of risky, but this time it was pretty clean. We did kill 27, we wounded 40, destroyed 1 tank, and destroyed 2 vehicles. They killed 1 and wounded 2. Yeah, that's very clean. We have Lancaster with no kills, Halifax with 2 kills, Sterling with 2 kills, Albemarle with no kills, Manchester with 3 kills, Wellington with no kills, Barracuda no kills, Super Fortress no kills, Flying Fortress 3 kills, Liberator no kills, Mitchell, 1 kill. Marauder, no kills. Helldiver, no kills. Dauntless, no kills. Hustler, 4 kills. Valkyrie, 4 kills. Lancer, 4 kills. Strato Fortress, 1 tank kill and 5 infantry kills. Spirit, 1 kill. Raider, 5 infantry kills, 2 vehicle kills. And then other Raider, 7 infantry kills. Okay, and looks like first platoon leader was wiped out. Rifle wiped out. BAR wiped out. Rifle wiped out. BAR wiped out. Rifle wiped out. BAR wiped out. Second platoon leader survives. Rifle is unharmed. BAR no kills. Rifle no kills. BAR 1 kill unharmed. Rifle no kills. BAR no kills. Oh, okay. So these Pioneer that they have are wiped out. They survived but no kills. And then survived no kills. First Sherman is destroyed. Second Sherman unharmed. M20 destroyed. They did get 2 kills. And second, M20 has no kills. Crew escaped. Vehicle was destroyed. Wild, wild stuff. So I like it. I feel like it went very well. And as much as I thought second platoon wasn't going to get shredded, I could have kept them on hide and not allowed them to engage, and they definitely wouldn't have been noticed. We had such command of that, and there was so much infantry that it seemed like the right thing to do, even though Sterling did take a few casualties. But overall, I'm not disappointed with the outcome. They don't usually get a lot of firefights down there in the south, and so that's why I kept it the way I did. But, you know, I didn't expect them to have that many assets in that tiny little sliver on the east side of the river. So, you know, I did what I could with what I expected them to do. They surprised me a little bit, but the outcome was overall okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this fight, and if you did, go ahead and like the video. Also, go ahead and click the subscribe button to support the channel, and you can support me as a content creator by becoming a channel member. Check out those Amazon affiliate links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.